I have not been able to stop thinking about that Bad Bunny halftime show. I am not Puerto Rican. Even though I took 3 months of Duolingo, I still can't speak Spanish. And if I'm being honest, please don't cancel me. I'm just simply not familiar with his music. However, I am from Hawaii, and that performance made me incredibly emotional. And it wasn't just me. I feel like everyone at our house that watched the halftime show was visibly moved by it and emotional. So I thought maybe it was us seeing a different culture represented in an incredibly natural way, or maybe it was because for 15 minutes we saw nothing but joy on the television. I feel like that hasn't happened in an incredibly long time. But it wasn't until this morning that I actually found out that he mentioned Hawaii. Ricky Martin, my millennial heart, sings the Bad Bunny song Lo Que Le Pasó a Hawaii. And he ends his part by singing, "I don't want them to do to you the same thing that happened to Hawaii." So what happened to Hawaii? Well, it starts off with the arrival of Christian missionaries who want to save Hawaiians from their own culture. The descendants of those missionaries become land and business owners on Hawaii, not only planting sugarcane and pineapple, which basically destroys the agriculture in Hawaii, but they also put together their own constitution, which basically gave all rights to white Americans and took away most of them for Native Hawaiians. And then those same businessmen, with the help of the US government and the US Navy, would overthrow Queen Liliuokalani, get rid of the monarchy, and then a few years later, Hawaii would then become the 50th state. And what has happened since then? Native Hawaiians are being financially pushed off their native land. Over 50% of Native Hawaiians no longer live in the islands. Billionaires now own at least 11% of private land. Tourism is wreaking havoc on land and resources, a state, by the way, that imports 80 to 90% of their own food. And Native Hawaiians are still fighting attempts at colonialism. What happened to Hawaii isn't history, it's a living condition. It's the erosion of land, language, belonging, dressed up as development and paradise. And I send my apologies to Mr. Bad Bunny. I was not familiar with your game, because when culture survives loudly, joyfully, unapologetically, it becomes a form of resistance. And if you're interested in Hawaii helping reintegrate systems that were stolen from them, please, please, please consider donating to Nation of Hawaii. What they're doing to reestablish ahupua'as on the islands is one solution to get Hawaii to not only become self-sustaining, but hopefully a sovereign state once again.